Hello, hello. Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth Raven, Louis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Louis Bright Raven. It's Monday. It's Monday Manga. Sorry we're on so late. Spectrum flicked out around 6:30, 6:45, and they told me, "Oh, we're working on it. We'll have it back by 7:30, 7:45. You'll have time to get on your podcast." Next thing I know, it's 10:30 before they have anything going. But that's Spectrum for you. Oh, geez. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna see here if I can invite someone in case they want to hop in before we go any further. I don't think they do, but we'll see. Oh, there he is. He's in the chat room there, in the chat. Anyway, Chris Hall, our co-host. I sent you a link in case you want to pop in. But without further ado, let's move forward since we're running late. Our book this week is Frontier, hardcover for $29.99. There is also a softcover produced for $24.99 by publisher Magnetic Press. Reader is Guillaume Singelin, with translation by Dan Christensen. Localization and editor Mike Kennedy. Production and letterer Chris Northrop. Genre science fiction, 200 pages. Format is a hardcover with curved corners with silver foil embossment. 8.5 by 12 inches. Age rating, I'd say 14 plus. The English edition was released in August of 2024. The original French edition, 2023. Wait a minute, this is French and it's Chibi? What is this? They make French manga? Yes, they do. Let's talk about it. This book received the award for Coupe de Coeur Award at the Prix des Belles Festival in 2023 and the Ecoflave Raha Award at the 2024 Angoulême International Comics Festival for Best Graphic Novel. What is it about? Humanity completely removed from its homeland, Earth, and focused solely on the stars. With the Earth suffocating as its last remaining resources are exploited, humanity turns to a new territory beyond the planets of our solar system, the Frontier. This new gold rush will see three fates intertwine. Jisoo, a scientist with a passion for the unknown, Kamina, a cheerful and spirited mercenary, and Alex, a miner who has never known Earth. This adventure story recounts the trio's tumultuous journey, but also their everyday lives in a new world. It's a strongly written, hard social science fiction story, and the book explores themes of societal collapse, the exploitation of governments and corporations at the expense of the human race, while also presenting a message of hope and personal determination to stand on the precipice of exploration of space and the human condition. What did I think of this? Well, when I first ordered this book via Kickstarter, I thought Singelin was an Asian. I had no idea he was French. So to discover this and see his mastery of the Chibi Manga style blended so elegantly with the lush, exquisitely European style, illustrative style for the technology and the backgrounds, while also having that European sensibility for coloring, was very unexpected and impressive. Chris says there's French, Spanish, German, and manga. Pretty much every country has their version. I know that, but I say it not so much tongue-in-cheek or sarcastically. It's just that most people in America are unfamiliar with anything other than American comics. So they're really not, this is new for them. So I'm kind of expressing that to them. Anyway, this is my first exposure to Singelin's work. He has done other award-winning works in the past. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the English editions. He did also do a Batman series at one point. I'm going to have to go see what that was, if he did that in Chibi, or if he did something else, because that would be interesting to see. I could literally just stare at this art for the sake of the art for literally hours on end, just enjoying the craftsmanship of it. And I'm not a Chibi style art fan, but I just found myself enamored with the level of work that Singelin delivers. Love his color palettes. Love the blend of watercolor and digital coloring effects. The stories are actually 192 pages. The last 8 pages are a small amount of sketchbook process work in black and white. And honestly, they could do a whole new book just on the process. And I bet there'd be people who would absolutely go nuts for it, just go ape shit for it. They'd love it. The story is kind of a mixed bag. Now, personally, I think it's great, but I suspect that a lot of American comics audience will be nonplussed. And that's because it's very much a social science fiction, hard science fiction type of story. That often makes American comics readers lose interest, which is a shame. But for those of you who are actual science fiction fans, to give you an idea of what this is kind of like, this is very much in the vein of Arthur C. Clarke's Rama, the first one, not the ones that were co-written by Lee Gentry, but the first one. Or Kim Stanley Robinson's Mars trilogy, only it's much more compressed without the expanded casts and isn't quite as philosophical as those works. Now, I'm not sure how strong the English translation is to Singelin's script. I have seen other reviewers claim that it wasn't the best and that characters weren't as quote-unquote developed, or that some context is missing. Personally, I'm getting more of a sense that it's more akin to the criticisms that the original 1973 Rama novel by Arthur C. Clarke also received, in the sort of lack of characters, where all the characters were just more about their professional and getting the job done, and not really delving deep into innermost thoughts or agendas or whatever on a personal level. But getting it, there might be something there in that criticism. I don't know. I would have to see what the translations to Spanish, Italian, Polish, and German, there you go, Chris, have received in their reviews to see if there's a similar complaint. I don't think there would be, but I'd have to see. The only complaint I have with the book is that the lettering is sometimes a bit too small for my liking, and I had to break out a magnifier to read some of it, which was kind of surprising given the size of the book at 8.5 by 12. I don't know. It feels like the text is just too small, but it does fit within the confines of the physical space of the art. And obviously, you don't want to cover up all this gorgeous art, so I guess you take the minor criticism with the rest of it. I'm unsure if it's an actual issue or just that it's my eyes or my personal vision, because I got astigmatism and my eyes can flare up when I'm trying to read stuff like this at times. So maybe my eyes were just tired when I was reading it. But it is something worth mentioning to others who may have issues reading smaller text sizes. In closing, very nice story. I enjoyed the characters and the concept. The production levels, save for the small lettering, are great. I really like these magnetic press translations of European comics, and I wish they'd come support more of us American creators, because this is exactly the kind of production I'd like to make for Blake and Tara Intergalactic Thieves, or Spellseeker, or Revolution 2250 for the market. And I give this book a rating of 4.5 stars. Old man eyes, they're watching you, watching your every move. See, I can do that too, Chris. But anyway, let's take a look at the artwork for some of this. Now, I'm going to try and you see how kind of I had to blow that up so you guys can see what I mean about the lettering. It is kind of small. It's readable, mind you, but it is kind of small. The art is just absolutely gorgeous, though. Again, I'll try and give you a little more close-up work on some of this stuff. I love the watercoloring uh, details on all the suits here with the company logos and warning signs and all stuff in different colors on each one of which one's which level of worker. The faces, of course, they're chibi. You're not going to get the greatest of expressions, but he does a pretty decent job. And then this part of the story, the head of the group is finding out that her technology is being used and being exploited by the Discovery company that she works for, and that she's not going to, it's not being used for what she believes it should be used for. And she's all ticked off and storms out and is like, maybe I should just, leave completely. And the guy who like owns the company or is representing the company is like, yeah, have a nice day. Typical stuff. There is a little bit of cussing going on, but when everything you have put your life into is taken away from you, I imagine that could happen. So I'm not. I guess that's why it's 14 plus. I mean, it's not like anything a teenager hasn't heard before, but. All right, tomorrow um, is Tuesday, crowdfunding talk. What will I have to share with you this week? Well, we're going to have some unboxings. We got 2 new arrivals. One is another magnetic press book from Europe. I don't know exactly what. I just know it's from them. I haven't opened it yet. And another one is an American crowdfunding project. I think I know what it is, but again, I can't say because I haven't opened it officially. We're going to be visiting some crowdfunding platforms and more. And barring any more nonsense from Spectrum, we'll be on at 8 p.m. evening time tomorrow night. This week, Thursday, the Titanic trio is reformed as jovial John Norris returns this week. And we review these comics and more. We're going to be covering Raised by Ghosts by Brianna Lowenson. Mouse Guard Dawn of the Black Axe by Rodriguez and Peterson. Jump Scare by Cullen Bunn and Danny Luckert and Jim Campbell and Friends. Galaxy of Madness #9 by Magdalene Visaggio, Victor Santos, and others. Vanishing Point #1, I don't know exactly. I think it's Wando and some Mark something, but I'm not sure. But that's a new book from Mad Cave. Hopefully that will actually arrive in stores this week like it's supposed to. And Diamond won't be screwing me. Station Grand, the graphic novel. I think it's by Oni Press, if I remember correctly. We're going to visit the Dawn Runner series from Dark Horse that I bought quite a while ago, but because we were not doing the show for a while, I hadn't got a chance to review. We'll be covering Jeff Lemire's Meyer Arcana. From Boom, Let This One Be a Devil by Tinian and Friends, number 3 from Dark Horse. I'm not sure what John's bringing. He said he might bring some what ifs because he missed the what if episode, and because not what if he wants the what if TV series for Disney Plus. He's talking about the Disney what ifs with the Disney characters as the Marvel superheroes. He might get Metamorpho number 5. I'm hoping he does. There's a few other things he might bring into the table as well, and there'll be more that we'll be talking about as well. That sorry about that. My other TV screen went on, silly, playing the video back. We're not even ready to play it back. Anyway, Friday this week we'll be revisiting the DC Movie Vault now that I have access to stuff I haven't seen, and since Chris is the monster guy and this is based off of Mike Mignola Batman story, we'll review the Batman, the Doom That Came to Gotham, and that's what we'll be covering this week on the channel. So if you want to reach out and say hello, Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven, the Muskrat X channel at LewisBrightRave2. You can see my artwork, deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, exclusively on YouTube. Email me, quotheravenlbr72@gmail.com. If I don't get back to you, try LewisBrightRaven@yahoo.com. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait. Somebody wants something? Okay. Hold on a second before I get out. You guys want to actually see the hard book. Okay, here's the hard book. There's the shine of the metallic. And it's on the back as well. And you can see it's a very nice, heavy, thick book. And you might think, well, as a book this big, you should have a little bit of ease to read text. Can you kind of tell? It's still a little small, even with the size this big. At least it was for me with my eyesight. So, like I said, still very good stuff. Loved reading it. It just took me a little bit longer than usual. Had to break out my little magnifier. It was fine. Just a heads up for people who might have vision issues. Okay. So thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for crowdfunding night. And until then, have a great evening. We'll see you next time on Quoth the Raven. Nevermore.